Okay, you mentioned that atheism is a threat to the world because of the lack of a standard, unchanging morality. This is actually, this is an argument of objective morality versus subjective morality. I realize that a lot of Christians can't see this, but if an unchanging absolute standard of morality is based on theism, well then Jesus Christ himself was a moral anarchist because he supposedly changed the moral beliefs of the time. Now you can argue that Jesus, fulfilled the law and that all the old laws of the Old Testament were based on him, yada yada yada, but that's a Christian argument, and I really don't see how any non-believer would swallow it. It's just an excuse as to why Jesus changed things so dramatically. And then you held up the Bible as this standard of morality. No, it's not. Nobody lives by biblical morality, and the world would be a bloodbath if we all did. Sure, Jesus said turn the other cheek, but the Bible also condones slavery and a system of laws that any modern, clear-thinking human being like you would never subscribe to. Think about it. If you were a slave, would you be obedient to your master? And don't pretend that this is about employment. Slavery is slavery, and you can't quit your job to find a new one. Anarchy, you mentioned that, we all know the definition of it, and then you said that it was opposition to a governing body. I kind of disagree with that a little bit. I think it's more or less accurate, but, maybe I'm just being a semantics Nazi, but the term actually means without hierarchy. It's right in the word. And the term anarchy and, say, egalitarianism are very similar. Most anarchists actually don't think that there is no need for any kind of centralized authority. They just base their acceptance on said authority on necessity rather than some, arbitrary imposition of that authority. Now, and then you started talking about how morality is flexed and evolved over time. Yes it has. Thank God. Thank God morality is flexed and evolved over time. Otherwise, people would still be burning witches at the stake and owning slaves and subjugating women and killing scientists as heretics. As far as the Bible goes for having an argument for objective morality, it falls pretty flat. If you want a good argument for objective morality, talk to JSResponds. This guy knows more about the subject of objective morality than anyone I've ever spoken with. I actually disagree with him, but I have to concede that my arguments are pretty lame compared to his. So I actually might have to change my position on that. I do believe in the subjective nature of morality. But then you said that the only real reason why atheism is wrong is because it leads people to hell, to this spiritual death that you're talking about. It really doesn't help your case for an objective morality when you said that the consequences of not believing in this perfect moral standard issued by this perfect benevolent being is to be tortured for all eternity for the crime of not believing in him, or the crimes of all humans commit and the lack of forgiveness that comes with not believing, blah blah blah. I understand the Christian arguments for it, but I don't swallow it. I would say this. If God does exist, maybe there is an objective standard of morality. Maybe there's an objective moral foundation for all humanity. So what happened during the Crusades? What's up with slavery? Why was it okay at one point to sell your daughter as a sexual slave? Wouldn't it make more sense that increasing our standards of morality are better than falling back to these practices that, let's face it, nobody in their right mind today would consider moral?